I want to share with you something on angels, something very quick. Angels, I'm starting 6 o'clock with our partner broadcast, which is exclusive on our partner platform called Mighty Networks. And I'm going to touch on about 10 truths when it comes to angels. Now, this is just the start of our series called Angels. This is just the start of our series called Angels. I'm going to speak tonight basically on the power of angels, how many angels there are, the substance, and what angels are made up of, what substance and what angels are made up of, the power of angels, the speed of angels, and the strength of angels. Are the strength of angels limited? Are they not? What determines the strength of angels? So I'm going to get just in those few facets in tonight. Then this is just the start of the series, Angels, which is going to be exclusively for our partners. And then this will be exclusively for our partners. And then by the second part, we're going to get into the origin of angels. Where do angels come from? How were they created? Why were they created? When it comes to Satan, how did sin enter? Because did sin enter him? Or was sin birthed in him? Because if sin entered him, then sin had to come from somewhere else. So we cannot theologically state that sin has entered him, because that means that God has created something else that carried sin. So sin had to originate from him. But how did sin originate from Satan? What caused sin? So then we're going to get into the power of duality. The power of duality. And the power of duality, the need of duality. And I'm not speaking of dualism when it comes to a doctrine or a type of belief. I'm not speaking of dualism, I'm speaking of duality, the power of duality. We can see how two positives creates a negative, and we'll see how sin has developed. Then we're going to get into all the order of angels. Remember, when we speak about angels, we are simply speaking about the lowest order and the lowest choir of angels. The lowest order and the lowest choir of angels. Now, the 9 order of angels are very simple. It is seraphim, it is cherubim, it is seraphim, cherubim, thrones. That's the highest order. The middle order is dominions, virtues, powers. The lowest order is principalities, archangels, angels. When we say angels, we are simply speaking of the lowest order of angels. The lowest order of angels. The angels that is working with the affairs of man. So the lowest order is principalities, archangels, and angels. They work with the affairs of man. The middle order, which is dominions, virtues, and powers, work with the universe, works with galaxies, the planetary entities, planetary beings, and weather storms, and so on. Then you see the angels, seraphim, cherubim, and seraphim, cherubim, and thrones, which is the highest order, and they're directly operating within the structure. They relate directly to God. So the highest order relates directly to God. The middle order relates directly when it comes to the universe, galaxies, planetary systems, and we see they work with the weather systems and so on. And I'm going to get more into that a little bit tonight. And then the lowest order works with the affairs of man. So you don't want to miss this. Why is it important for us to understand angels? You see, you will never understand angels unless you understand or have read the Bible with an Enochian mindset. Once the Bible is read in an Enochian mindset, understanding the fall of angels, understanding how they've come in, understanding the origin of demons, understand that demons are not right now fallen angels, but they are the offspring of fallen angels. And then there's one other school of thought, which I'm going to get into only into my partners on about, which I'm not going to get into here when we touch on the pre-Adamic and we get into the pre-Adamic and previous generations or previous civilizations before Adam. So I hope you're going to be excited for this. Is exclusively to our partners. Exclusively to our partners. You'll see the link below. I'm not sure if it's on YouTube. I don't think it's on YouTube, but you'll see the link below. On Facebook, it is leondupreez.com/partner for those who are on YouTube. It's leondupreez.com/partner. leondupreez.com/partner. And if you go to Leon, or if you just go to prophetleon.com, you can partner right there, and you'll get access into the platform that we go on, which is called Mighty Networks. That is our exclusive partnership platform. We have over 500 people on there. We have 700 partners, but we have over 500 partners already on there. We're busy transitioning people over there, and that is exclusively for our partners. I'm going to live stream tonight exclusively to them. I drop content on there. I drop messages on there. We can get into secrets. We can get into mysteries, things that is not going to hit the eyes of the public. And Mia saying, I always thought I was wrong to talk about angels. Absolutely not. The Bible speaks more about angels than most other subjects. Angels were so involved in the birth of Christ and the appearance of Christ that they appeared at his birth, they appeared at his death, appeared at his resurrection, and throughout his ministry. Angels are very important. In fact, the teaching of angels are very important because the New Testament church was so integrated with the angelic that they understood even when they went to worship, they had to do certain things and certain behavior for the angels' sake. So angels are very important. We need to understand why angels are there, because you see, this is my part, so I'm not going to open up on that, but there is a reason why angels appear to some and not appear to others. Now people will scream angel worship, and no, why are we saying worshiping angels? We worship Jesus Christ. We worship God. That is it. We don't worship angels. Angels are our fellow ministers. They are our fellow ministers and our fellow servants. They don't serve us, they serve God, but they are, if I may put it like this, they are God's security guards. This is the lowest order of the third order of angels, which is just simply called angels. They are very low. They are there as our security guards. They are I don't want to say insubordinate to us, but they listen to our instructions, but purely in the will of God and by the word of God and using the word of God, but they are employed and they are under his command. But they are there for our purpose. So this is going to be a powerful series. Tonight is going to be 45 minutes because we're at Global School of Ministry. After that, 45 minutes, and that's just part one. Then we're going to get into part 2, part 3, part 4. It's going to be about 4 or 5 parts of this deep, very powerful angelology series. Annie May is saying, I have to fix my partner portal. I was getting emails about the payments and made them from the email. Now there's no evidence of it in my portal, pay card, nor statement. Don't worry, Annie May. One of our guys are going to contact you right now, make contact with you, whether it's Pastor David or somebody else, and they're going to help sort out if somebody can contact Annie May on there. And I don't know, how do I see the comments on YouTube? I'm here on YouTube, but I don't know. I've never gone live on YouTube in this way, guys. Looks like I can't see comments on YouTube. That's interesting. Maybe I didn't open it up for comments. I don't know how YouTube works. I just went live. Let's see. On my iPad. Okay, I see there's a few comments. We have over 100 people watching on YouTube alone. We might move over to YouTube. We might move over to YouTube eventually. So I see YouTube is jumping all of a sudden. We might move over to YouTube eventually. Oh, it was for kids, but they fixed it. Oh, I don't know how that stuff works. Okay, they fixed it anyway, but it's over 100 live viewers, so that is awesome. So let us know on YouTube, guys. Drop me a comment. I can see your comments on YouTube. Let me know if you are there. If you're on YouTube, press the thumbs up button. Click the thumbs up button, click the like button. Sorry, it was apparently set on kids. I don't know how these things work. I just thought, let me just try to go on YouTube because we have such low numbers on Facebook. We have 500,000 followers. Chat is now enabled on YouTube, guys. How do I just join? Sorry, I missed the beginning of this video. Michelle Buerta, you can go to leondupreez.com/partner at the bottom. That is to become a partner so that you can have access into the platform Mighty Networks that we have to be to get part of the series called Angelic. And I want to ask my moderators, Pastor David, all of them, if anybody signs up as a partner right now, please individually and personally contact them to help them to get onto the app of Mighty Networks so that they don't miss out this series. We're going to be quick tonight. We're starting at 6 o'clock, guys, at 6:05 at the latest. We're going to get into it and we're going to be finished 10 to 7 for everybody to be ready for the Global School of Ministry. How do I join? Sorry, Mr. Bean. I'm on both. I can see the comments. Pavlona, is it wrong to ask the angels to protect your house? Oh, no, it's definitely not wrong. And there's a way to do it. And that's what we're going to begin to teach on tonight with the partners. And we're going to get very deep into it because, you know, if I do it on a public platform, then everybody screams angel worship. Prophet, have you ever seen an angel? I've definitely seen angels. I was called by an angel, and I understand, what is the guy's name? The guy who ran Mormonism, or the guy that made people drink the poison, they all died. Everybody's like, oh, but they also, and Muhammad also had a visitation of angels. And listen, that doesn't negate true visitations. Okay, there's always fruit. You'll see fruit. So I was called initially, meaning I had an angel appearing to me to say that I enter into the office of prophet sent from the throne of God. And that was in 2017. That was in 2017. I also had an angel appear to me to tell me to plant the church. And then another encounter I had. I'm not going to share my encounters with angels on here. I'm not going to share. This is for our partners. It's holy. I'm not going to do it on here. The one of the church I've shared many times, so that is fine on here. Have you ever? I'm going to read the comments now on YouTube, guys. Let me just check here on Facebook. I had an emergency operation last week to teach. I saw 4 angels standing in a row. Wow. I see both comments. I mean, I'm just wondering how to get comments on the live, but it's great. I'm going to begin to go live on YouTube and Facebook like this. I'm going to get my other phone charged, use both phones, because this looks like. So YouTube is saying, what is YouTube saying? Thanks, YouTube, for all your thumbs up and your likes. I really appreciate it. I see them in my prophetic. What does it mean when seraphims, angels are around you? Also, I was next. So guys, well, these are the things I'm going to explain and begin to teach, because actually seraphims are not around you. It might just be normal angels that you're seeing. Okay, seraphs stay around the throne of God. So seraph stays in by the throne of God. Okay, they're in operation with God. They're not in operation with man. Very important to understand that.